Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back to iAllegedly. And we have breaking news. Today is one of those days that you will remember forever because it is the day that silver finally did what the experts said it was going to do, and that was go parabolic and take off. And one thing that people like me believe is that you haven't seen anything yet. This is just the beginning of this. And I'm going to prove it to you why. So please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. And today, as fate would have it, we have a sponsor, Patriot Gold Group, and their timing couldn't be better. So I'll talk about them in a bit. First things first, guys. We've talked about blips, and oh my gosh, did you see silver went up a quarter? Silver went up 40 cents. Well, silver went up over $3.50 at one point today, and that is huge. And the reason for that is that you're starting to see the uses of silver take off, and you're starting to see that our economy is completely broken. Fiat money and the world that we live in right now, that's dependent upon the US dollar, is going to have a problem. And they lowered interest rates yesterday, and this is supposed to be a big deal and everything's fantastic by doing it a quarter of a point. It's not enough, and it shows you how bad the economy is. People cannot afford pizza. People cannot afford to go to McDonald's and spend $20 on a combo meal. It's just insane. And I have had so many people reach out to me lately and talk about how bad it is, economically for their family. And as a single dad, I mean, I can tell you guys how bad it is. But, think about this. Our fundamental shift is going to change forever right now. You're going to see the fact that there is going to be economic problems, and cutting interest rates is not going to fix it. You're going to have to protect yourself with precious metals, and you know, think about the record buying pressure on silver right now, the massive industrial uses. People just don't even realize everything that silver is used in. If you research it, it would blow you away. It really, really would. You know, the investment demand is out there for silver. People just think of bars and coins, but that's just the beginning of it. Think about this. Silver is used in solar panels. It is the most reflective metal on the planet, and it is so important for all green energy. And yes, they can get rid of um, certain kickbacks and rebates and things like that. Still going to have people that want to go solar on their house. And then you've got the electric vehicles. You've got some say a dozen ounces, some say 200 ounces of silver goes into each electric car. That's for you to decide, but they're not going to stop selling electric cars, and the demand for silver is going to be there. And the AI data centers, that's the hot thing right now. Everything with AI is, um, it's taken off. And if you think that this is going to slow down and there's going to be some bubble, yeah, there might be, but there's going to be major players in this. And AI is going to play a role in every single thing that we do in our lives. I mean, I have a friend that owns a business right now that has a book business. And with what they're doing, I cannot wait to share this with you, but it is unbelievable. And the guy's rich, but he's going to be richer when this is all said and done. That's all I got to say. The 5G and the next gen electronics, frequency circuitry, uh, the medical tech and antimicrobial uses. Here's the thing: going to my medical conferences and everything that I put on in my past, I want you guys to understand that silver played a major role. You have no idea how many medical instruments are made with silver because they don't uh, get viruses, they don't get people sick, they don't transfer certain illnesses with silver. It's antimicrobial, and it's fantastic. Okay, now think about this: silver over $60 an ounce. I have been buying silver since I was a child in high school, and it was a real big deal. And I would buy an ounce here, buy an ounce there. Never sold any silver since I was a child. And now you're starting to see that more and more people are getting into this. And, you can go to your pawn shop, you can go to the coin shops. Here in California, they have a thing that if you buy under $1,500 worth of silver, they can charge you sales tax for that. So check out, your particular state and what the rules are for that, and negotiate that prior to doing it. Some people want cash over checks and things like that, but we have seen things happen lately that you haven't seen in the past. There's a major seller of gold and silver, and I went there recently, and they said, no, we cannot give people cash anymore. We have to write them checks. And then 2 weeks later, there was a rumor that they were post-dating checks. And I went back and they said, yeah, we have to post-date the check. And now it's 14 days. I don't know about you, but I would not want to give up my silver with the hopes that this check I'm holding from a business is good. All I show you guys are vacant storefronts and pizza places that are going bankrupt left and right. You've got Hardee's and Carl's Jr.'s that aren't paying their residuals to the parent company, and you want to see, you want to wait for a check. Good luck with that. Good luck with that. 6 months. What we're saying is that easily after the first of the year, we could see $75 an ounce silver. Wow, 75 bucks. Isn't that crazy? Now, by springtime or summer of 2026, they're saying easily you could see $100 to $125 an ounce. Now, is this speculation? Yes, but it was speculation. It was going to hit $60, but the sky's the limit. Remember Bob Kudla. Bob Kudla's been on here, and I always have a round robin of things I ask him all the time. And the one thing is, where are metals going? Where they're at. And we've seen energy prices go down with this administration so far this year, and the price of oil go down, but you've seen the price of metals go up. And Bob has talked about $50 an ounce silver, and he said once it hit 50, it's going to be the sky's the limit. So are we at the sky's the limit? Could it go up $5 a day, $10 a day? If you look at certain experts that have been out there, they've talked about this, that you're going to see $2, $3, $5, $10, and it just explodes. So get ready, but get yourself some of this. If you can get silver right now, please take the time to do it. The one thing about a year from now, we could easily see silver $150 to $200 an ounce. I believe that. Now, I've had people speculate and say, Jack from Patriot Gold has said that silver, based on inflation, should be at $209 an ounce. That's great. What does silver in our world look like at $500 an ounce? Is it going to be something that people are going to be able to trade it if it went to $500 an ounce? Who knows the answer to that? But I'm telling you, you guys need to look at this. Physical silver is holding the silver in your hands. And there's a lot of people that argue that's the best way to do it. I like that. I've purchased silver from people online, had them ship it to me, and I hold it. And, have a safe place. Don't dig up your backyard like an idiot and bury it in your backyard. Have a safe place for anything of value that you want. Your mom's rings, there's vaults, there's places you can get that are very, very safe, that are bonded, that are insured, that have a good track record. Here in Southern California, there's a few of them that people can go to. Make sure you're protected. Make sure you have it in a safe place. The silver ETFs, I like certain ETFs, but it's based on what you want to do. Do you want liquidity? You want to be able to sell it? If you go back to the JP Morgan story, I don't think that they're being truthful with us with the price of silver. I think that they have manipulated the price of silver so low. 2 years ago, there was this big push to do a short squeeze on silver, and it just didn't happen. It went up a little bit, but now you're starting to see prices we've never seen in our lifetimes. The mining stocks, I like silver mining stocks because you have the potential, but I also like an experienced management team. I don't do anything without knowing who's running the show. That's an important thing that you need to look at if you do anything. Do your own due diligence on everything. Buying silver by the ounce, do your own due diligence. Make sure you can afford this and make sure you have a safe place to hold it. But if you're going to do things like if you're going to do something like the silver mining, make sure you got it. Dollar cost averaging, I'm a huge fan of. Oh my gosh, Dan, I bought silver last time. It was at $25 an ounce. Now it's at 60. Who cares, guys? Protect yourself. Let's talk about our sponsor, Patriot Gold Group. You just saw silver jump in a huge way. This is not going to stop. You're going to see silver and the demand continue to take off. You need to protect yourself. You need to call #1 rated Patriot Gold Group today. 888-330-1111. 1431. Let them answer all your questions. If you cannot afford gold, look at silver. Silver at just over $60 an ounce is a tremendous buy right now. You're going to see the industrial uses take off. They're not going to slow down. We're going to have EV cars. We're going to have solar energy. We're going to have the metals uses as far as the medical space. It's going to take off. Contact number one rated Patriot Gold Group today, 888-330-1431. Number one rated, over 10,000 clients, over $1 billion in sales. They're doing something right. You need to be part of Patriot Gold Group today. Contact them, 888-330-1431. I'm going to end this video with this. Please look at what's happening. You do not see silver shoot up $3.50 in a day. You need to protect yourself. You need to get some. And, look at the industrial shortages. We do not, before today, we do not mine enough silver to meet the current industrial demand in the world. If you didn't have JP Morgan and all the other banks, making it so that the price was suppressed, you would have silver much higher. That's where we're at right now. They can't suppress it anymore. Global demand is exploding. It's that simple. The economic outlook for our country, we've got problems, but globally you have problems right now. And this is going to be a worldwide recession that we finally admit that we're in. And once that happens, you're going to see the price of precious metals go through the roof. Is silver being, priced for what it's actually worth? You be the judge. If you talk to people like Jack from Patriot Gold, it should be over $200 an ounce. But think about this. If you could buy something for 60, that would go to 150. What would you do? Wouldn't you do that? I would do that. I would buy more. That's what I'm going to do. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the Christmas card list, and the link is below. And let me know what you think. You want to get a hold of me? It's hello@iallegedly.com, but you haven't seen anything yet, guys. This is going to go through the roof.